She didn't post a glam shoot. She didn't hire a photographer. She just hit record on her Instagram story, sitting in the back of a car in a teal sweater, and shook her head back and forth. That's it. That's all it took to send the internet into a full-blown frenzy. We're talking about Taina Williams, and if you don't already know her name, you're about to. On Friday, July 17th, Taina posted a clip to her Instagram story for her more than 2.6 million followers. In the video, she's riding in a car, and as she shakes her head, her hair moves with her, revealing a fresh, shortcut. Gone are the long tresses fans were used to seeing. In their place, a short bob that completely changed her look. Her caption was simple. She wrote, "I just cut my hair off lol, feeling refreshed." New hair, new me, followed by a laughing emoji. No big announcement, no dramatic build-up, just a woman who decided to switch things up and let her followers find out in real time, and find out they did. Within minutes, the comment section exploded. One Instagram user wrote that G Herbo picked the right one, tagging in the fact that Taina is engaged to the Chicago rapper. Another commenter said she always looks so classy, no matter what she does with her hair. A third fan admitted she thought the clip was of DreamDoll at first glance. That's how different, how elevated, this new look made her appear. This is the kind of reaction that doesn't happen by accident. When a woman with millions of followers can drop a 15-second clip and get her name trending, compared to other public figures, and praised for her elegance, all in the same breath, that tells you something about where she stands in the culture right now. So, who exactly is Taina Williams? And why does a haircut from her carry this much weight? If you've followed hip-hop culture, reality television, or celebrity social media for the past several years, chances are you've seen her name pop up again and again. Taina has built a massive following, not through a single viral moment, but through years of consistent visibility, style, evolution, and her high-profile relationship with G Herbo. The two share 2 children together, a son named Essex and a daughter named Emmy, and their family life plays out publicly online almost as much as their individual careers do. Fans have watched Essex grow from a newborn into what commenters now call acting different, a phrase used after clips surfaced of him coming home from a studio session with his father with a whole new personality and confidence. They've watched Emmy get gifted a Chanel bag for Christmas, a moment that actually sparked debate online about luxury gifts for young children, with Taina stepping in to defend her daughter and shut down the criticism herself. This is important context, because it shows you exactly why a simple haircut clip turns into a top story. Taina isn't just a girlfriend or a fiancé standing next to a famous rapper. She has her own audience, her own voice, and her own moments that stand completely independent of G Herbo's career. Just months before this haircut reveal, Taina turned heads again with a different transformation. On April 1st, she celebrated turning 28 by sharing photos from her birthday shoot.
Happy birthday, dear Taina.
And this time, it wasn't a haircut that had people talking. It was a full color change. She traded her signature darker hair for a blonde, cheetah print-inspired look, posing in animal print lingerie with matching thigh-high socks and a coordinating cardigan. Hours before she shared those photos, G Herbo posted his own tribute to her, a sweet shout-out that fans said showed just how much the couple had grown together as partners and as parents.
So I would say my favorite moment would have to be when me and Taina first.
And that same set of photos gave fans another detail to obsess over, the engagement ring on her hand. Taina was photographed on New Year's Eve at a party hosted by Ne-Yo and Terrence J in Miami, showing off the ring publicly, confirming what many suspected, that she and G Herbo are officially engaged. So, when you connect the dots, this new haircut isn't happening in isolation. It's happening in the middle of a very public, very followed chapter of Taina's life. She's 28, she's engaged, she's a mother of 2, she's rebuilding and rebranding her image in real time, one bold choice at a time, and her audience is here for every single update. But it's not just her hair, and it's not just her body. that keeps her in headlines. It's her presence, her fashion, and yes, sometimes the drama that surrounds her, even when she's not the one starting it. The comments were relentless, with fans saying Bernice should have known better and should have changed before showing up twinning with the guest of honor. Taina, for her part, didn't let the noise spiral for long. She addressed it directly in the comments, explaining that her party's theme was simply lace and all black, downplaying the drama while still allowing her fans to have their moment of righteous outrage on her behalf. That's a pattern worth noticing. Taina Williams rarely has to fight her own battles online. Her fan base does it for her, fiercely and instantly, whether the topic is a birthday outfit, a haircut, or her body after having children. Speaking of which, Taina has faced her share of criticism too, and she's shown time and again that she isn't interested in staying quiet about it. When she shared maternity photos featuring her son Essex, including family shots where she and G Herbo posed topless in jeans while their newborn wore nothing at all, some followers took issue with the images. She used her block button freely against critics, making it clear that she wasn't going to let outside opinions dictate how she chose to document her own family's milestones. This willingness to stand firm, paired with a genuine sense of humor about herself, seems to be exactly what keeps people coming back to her page. She's living her life, sharing the parts she wants to share, and letting her followers react however they react. And they do react, every single time. When she linked up with Ari Fletcher for a night out, both women wearing the same black mesh midi dress with brown fur, detailing from the online retailer Fancy Club, it became a moment. Not because there was beef. In fact, the two had already addressed and moved past their differences months earlier, publicly calling themselves two grown women who resolve things on their own terms. This time, the coordinated fashion moment was pure fun, and it reminded fans just how far Taina's influence reaches. Even her friendships generate headlines. So, back to this haircut. Why did it hit different than usual? Maybe it's timing. Coming off an engagement, a birthday transformation, and months of being at the center of family-related headlines, this short, effortless clip felt like a breath of fresh air, both for Taina and for the people. Watching her journey, the caption said it herself. Feeling refreshed, new hair, new me. Sometimes the simplest choices carry the most weight, especially when they come from someone whose every move gets studied by millions. Maybe it's also a reminder that Taina Williams has built something that goes beyond being someone's partner. She has an identity, a following, and an audience that reacts to her specifically, not just to her relationship status or her family updates. A car selfie in a teal sweater doing more numbers than most people's fully produced content says everything about where her star power currently sits. At the end of the day, this is a woman who keeps evolving in front of an audience that refuses to look away. Whether it's a bold blonde transformation, a birthday twinning moment gone viral, or a spontaneous 15-second haircut reveal, Taina Williams continues to prove that she doesn't need a big campaign or a major announcement to dominate the conversation. She just needs to be herself, and the internet does the rest. Let's talk for a second about why a single Instagram story clip has this kind of power, because it's not luck and it's not an algorithm quirk. It comes down to trust. Followers who have watched Taina for years feel like they're along for the ride with her, not just spectators from a distance. Tactual as a car selfie, it reads less like content and more like an update from a friend. That's the difference between an influencer people scroll past and one people actually stop for dot. And Taina has earned that trust the hard way by staying visible during both the highlight reel moments and the messier ones. Anyone can post a curated photo shoot. Fewer public figures are willing to sit in the comments and clap back at critics the way Taina did when people came for her maternity photos. Fewer still are willing to let their son's studio session footage circulate and just laugh along with the internet's reaction, the way she did when fans said Essex was acting different after a night out with his dad. These aren't manufactured moments. They're real glimpses into a real family. And that authenticity is exactly why a haircut reveal turns into a trending topic instead of getting lost in the feed. There's also something to be said about the timing of this transformation in the bigger picture of her year. Just a few months earlier, in April, she gave fans a completely different kind of reveal, trading her signature dark hair for a bold blonde, cheetah print-inspired look to celebrate turning 28. That moment came wrapped in a birthday shoot, a sweet public shout-out from her fiancé, and a wave of comments about how far the couple had come together. It was polished, styled, and clearly planned. This haircut moment is the opposite. No shoot, no caption paragraph, no coordinated rollout, just an unfiltered 15-second clip from the backseat of a car. And somehow, that rawness hit just as hard, if not harder, than the fully produced version did back in April. It's proof that Taina doesn't need a production team to make headlines. She can do it from her phone, in real time, without warning. It also says something about how quickly her fan base mobilizes. Within what looks like minutes of that story going up, comment sections were already filling with praise. One fan brought G Herbo into the conversation, joking that he clearly knew what he was doing when he chose her. Another kept it simple, saying she always carries herself with class no matter what she does. And then there was the "Postam" comment comparing her to DreamDoll, which, depending on how you look at it, is either a compliment about her new elevated look or proof that the short bob completely reset how people saw her, enough that longtime fans did a double take. That kind of split-second recognition, or in this case, non-recognition, is rare. It means the transformation wasn't subtle. It was a real shift, dramatic enough to make her own supporters pause before realizing who they were looking at. Now, zoom out even further, and you start to see the full picture of what Taina Williams represents in this moment. She's not simply riding the wave of her partner's fame. She's 28 years old, engaged, raising 2 children who already have their own budding online presence through her platform, and she's still finding ways to reintroduce herself to millions of followers who thought they already knew everything about her. That's a hard thing to pull off. Most public